What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to the Funky Brain Podcast. My name is Dennis, and you're listening to my Funky Brain. And today I have a fun guy. Since we're talking about fun and funky, I have a fun guy on the show, affectionately known as New Jersey Bad Boy, although he's not that bad. Maybe we'll get to that in a couple minutes. But he's appeared in hundreds of commercials and TV shows. Mr. Mike Marino, how are you doing today?
Hey, man, thank you very much for that great introduction. I'm doing really good, and thank you for having me on your show, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Actually, it's funny, and I don't always lead with this, but I grew up in New Jersey, and I lived there all through high school, and I left like 30 years ago. But I miss the Taylor ham pork roll. I don't know. Do you call it Taylor ham or pork roll?
Pork roll. North Jersey. North Jersey,
that's right. And I did too. I don't know. It was just always Taylor ham, mac and cheese, and then you went down the shore.
That's right. It's still pretty popular. I do a whole routine about it. The truth about the whole thing really is it's Taylor ham is the brand. Pork roll is what it is, like Kleenex and tissue.
And Q-tips.
You blow your nose with a tissue, you can get it from Scott's or you can get it from Kleenex. It's the same thing. Taylor, pork roll, and I don't care what you call it. I miss it. I'd give anything for a Taylor ham, pork roll, egg, and cheese on a hard roll right now.
Oh, no kidding. You know what's funny? You're going to love this. You can throw it into your act if you want. But they have it here, and I'm in Colorado now, and they have it here at the supermarket because enough people from Jersey must have moved there, and they have it in the deli counter, and it's like $13 a pound.
Wow.
I know, and I said to the guy, I was like, give me a pound of that, and he was like slicing it up. I saw it was $13. I was like, you know this is like a big hot dog, right?
Tastes a lot better than a hot dog.
It does,
It is the best.
Especially at like midnight on like Friday night.
Friday, Saturday night, you come home from the club on the Jersey Shore, pork roll, egg and cheese on a hard roll, and a conversation with your buddies about the girl you just met.
And then what else? How about the French fries with gravy and mozzarella, right?
Disco fries, baby. That's what they call them, disco fries. Gravy with cheese at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm so hungry right now, man. I'm on a diet.
Oh,
this is not working.
I miss Jersey Diner. Yeah, going there any time of day, and then they have like the menu that's like the same size as your torso, and it's like 30 pages, and they have everything from fruit, and then they have the Greeks own all the Jersey Diners, and they have those cakes that weigh like 20 pounds each in the counter.
For a guy who hasn't been in New Jersey in a long time, you got it down, man. There's nothing like going to a Jersey diner, and yeah, you pick up that menu and you hit the person in the face across from you who's getting ready to eat with you. And yes, you go by this freezing cold, I don't know what it is, with these huge cheesecakes and pies. And if it's a Greek diner, you know you're going to have the best coffee, and you're going home with a doggy bag. They give you way too much food. Yeah. Hamburger deluxe with French fries with lettuce and tomato on it. It's just, dude, I want to go home right now. I've had it. I'm here in Los Angeles, and the closest thing to something like that, I really don't even know where you would find it. Maybe like a 50s diner, a Johnny Rockets. Of course, we're in the pandemic right now, and you can't go sit across from a friend and eat in a diner like that. But I'd settle for the takeout.
So what are you doing now in LA now? I know that, like I do speaking, and I had to cancel like 4 events that I was speaking at. And
yeah,
for you, it must be. And I do other things though, so luckily I'm okay. But for you, I know you rely on touring around. So how's things going out there?
Well, my last live performance was March 15. I was in Leavenworth, Kansas, one of the greatest shows I've ever done, because supposedly it was in an area that an Italian kid from New Jersey might not be so welcome, and I was. And it was just a great, great show, and everybody was really happy. Then I flew back to California, getting ready to go on to Utah and Jersey and New York and Texas, and cancellation. And right now, every show that I've had, including some of the cruise ships that I entertain on, has been canceled till July. So I'm only hoping in my heart that maybe in July they'll let us go back to work just a little bit. I don't need to have a sellout show anymore. Just a few people would be fine with me. I mean, I haven't, for some reason or other, been able to achieve the goal of unemployment. I haven't gotten a stimulus check. I still have some sponsors, and I hope that will keep me going for a while. I really need to work because not only do you earn a living, but it has something, it calms your soul. I want to perform. I want to do what I was doing. I can't stop like this. And I can only imagine what it's like for many people who've been stopped dead in their tracks doing what they're doing. It's very depressing. You know, luckily as an entertainer, I do have a pretty sizable following. I was selling out some pretty big theaters, averaging like 1,000 seats, 1,100 seats. I was supposed to do 2 big TV appearances and they got canceled. And I was also on a TV series called Silent Partners, where I was finally playing an underboss in a mob family. So I hope that all goes back into work. But we don't know what's going to happen here in Hollywood. So we're going to have to ride this storm.
Yeah.
Hopefully the storm will be over in a couple of months. I know you were talking about, you know, what's going to happen. People go running back. I don't really think people are. Maybe half the people be like, let's run to the show. And half the people be like, no, I'm afraid. And that would be fine. Let everybody come in with a mask on, practice social distancing, and then maybe slowly but surely it'll go back to a full house.
Yeah, I hope so. But with my background, I come from like a background of sobriety, and growing up later in life, I was kind of a crazy maniac when I was young. But, you know, it's about you can't drink for the rest of your life, but today you can't drink. So it's always just to do what's right in front of you, the one day at a time thing. So what are we doing right now? It's like right now we're at home. That's where we are right now. And in a month, we'll see what happens. We'll reevaluate. And then in 6 months, we'll reevaluate. And, you know, it's so cool. It's of all the time, if you think back 100 years ago when they had this other pandemic, they didn't have Zoom or the internet or iPhones. You know, they were just dying and they didn't know what was going on. They didn't have the medical care. So, you know what? It's fine that it happened now. It's teaching us a lesson. If we don't know what that is yet, we'll figure it out as we go. But just do what's in front of you today. Yeah.
I hope live performing keeps on going. I mean, I love doing acting. I love doing television, but there's nothing better than getting in front of an audience and sucking up all that energy.
And then, so tell me, like, what got you into this?
When I was a kid, I always wanted to be an actor. So when I was in like junior high and high school, I was in all the theater shows. Then I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City because I just wanted to be an actor. So I started doing TV commercials most of my young life, from the teenager to the 30s. So I was always on TV commercials and I made great living. And then I was on As the World Turns for about a year.
Oh,
I was
a year.
about 23 years old.
Oh, cool.
And then after that, I came out to California to see if I can't get in film and television. I did a couple of movies, a couple of episodics, but everybody kept telling me that I was a funny guy. And, you know, you people from New Jersey, the way you talk, the way you act, it's really, really funny. So I just started doing some stand-up at the Comedy Store. In fact, Ari Shaffir used to work the door, and Andrew Dice Clay was there, and Joe Rogan was coming up, and Joe Diaz, all these cats. I saw them all. We were all in the same class, let's say, the graduating class of the Comedy Store. And I just started going every night, hosting, rehearsing, working. And then I went to the Laugh Factory, the Improv, started touring all around the country. Then as a comedian, started getting acting jobs. So instead of quitting the business of acting because you weren't getting enough work, I turned it into stand-up comedy. So now I just do both.
Yeah, that's great, man. It's good to have different directions to go, because you do what works. My friends in Vermont, they built my first website. I had a catering company because I used to be a chef, and they built my first website, but they did web development, but then they also had like apartment rentals, and then they started a ticket sales website, and they started all these different things. You know, they were passionate about all of them, but they were like, you do the one that works. I went to 2 different colleges to do like hospitality, and then I got my culinary degree, and then I ended up being a coin dealer for like 5 years, and that was really good. But you go in the direct, like that was supposed to just be like to supplement my income, and it just took off. So you do that, you do what's working, and then you know you can get back to your passions another time when that stops working. But it's cool to hear your story, man. So what else is going on? Are you doing any?
And then you turn it into whatever you can, like doing a podcast. And I came up with this idea live from my mother's basement, because, you know, in New Jersey, we all live in the basement. And it's, I own the house I grew up in. So there's a bar down there, and I would go behind the bar and talk about touring and where my shows were going to be. And then I'd invite people and they'd be guests. and I have a guest on the show. And now you can't have a guest on the show. You got to do Zoom. And then it's just crazy. But I keep on catching up to the times somehow. I had some clips on YouTube hit 14 million, and I had some clips that get 14. You never know what the heck is going to happen. I did these new things on the green screen. I thought they were going to get big hits, and they didn't get any hits. Then I did a thing with this. It's really stupid. It got tons of hits. So, I mean, I just keep on throwing stuff against the refrigerator and hope something sticks. So, you never know. I got some really cool sponsors, and I'm happy about that. And we'll keep on going and growing and, develop relationship. This might be financially a disaster for me, but so far I'm all right.
Yeah, we're all going to be okay. Stay healthy. That's what I say is like, you don't have any real problems until you have health problems. Then you have a problem because if you run out of money or you go make more money or whatever your thing, your relationship falls apart, you can have another relationship. If you start having health problems, now you have problems. Now you have to like reorganize your life around health problems. So, through all this, keep going for your walks, do some push-ups, lift some weights, whatever it is to stay healthy and keep yourself moving.
You're right. We can do it.
We can do it, man. So thanks for sitting in with me today. I want to do it again sometime soon.
Oh, yes. Maybe. I'll get a better background.
No, we'll have a great time. And thanks for everybody for listening. And so, Mike, tell me, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, tell the listeners how they should get in touch with you. Email, phone, website, all that stuff.
My website is mikemarino.net. And my YouTube channel is YouTube.com/Mike Marino Live. And all my social media from Instagram, Twitter is at Mike Marino Live, especially on Facebook at Mike Marino Live. Awesome,
man. Are you doing any like Facebook Live events or any of those types of things?
Right now, my YouTube channel is the best place to catch everything that I'm doing. I do my podcast. I'm probably going to structure it now instead of doing it whenever I want. I'm just going to do it maybe twice a week. It's called Live from My Mother's Basement. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, all your favorite podcast apps.
Thanks, everybody, for watching the Funky Brain podcast. Thanks, Mike, for hanging out, and we'll talk to you soon. Hey, Dennis here. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I need to quit? Or maybe you've tried dozens or even hundreds of times on your own, but you can't do it. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, call me now for a free 20-minute consultation. We'll just talk for a little bit, and we'll see if you don't feel better. And while we're all dealing with the COVID pandemic, I'm offering 2 free full 40-minute coaching sessions. We'll get you set up with the tools you need to become successful in recovery and sobriety. I know from experience, having been sober since April 8th of 2003, that it is not easy, but you don't have to do it by yourself. I'm here to help. We'll do it together. If I can get clean and sober, anybody can. So call me right now, not tomorrow when you're sick and hungover. Again, right now. I'm here to help. Have a great day.